Hello and welcome, and today, as you can see, judging by the background, I have moved my whole layout and boards from my room down into the shed that my dad used to use. He's no longer using it, so I've managed to nab it off him. So, as I've come into the shed, these baseboards, which I used to have my dioramas on, which was a shelf layout that just basically went back and forth, I have taken the one apart, and using the track from there and the track that was stored in tubs over there, I've started to map out on the floor a rough template using the track that goes right around in a bit of an L shape. I've mapped it out so I can see where a big baseboard would go and how far, like, the measurements for the turn-ins and stuff like that, because I plan to make a full layout now. Seems I've got the space. Same height as these, but right around, so it'd come round there, round here, round into that corner, and maybe extend down there. Don't know, depends, yeah. But so once over the coming weeks now, hopefully I'll get the baseboard put up in here. But for now, I've just got this track on the floor with all the wires all masking tape to the floor, and I've set it up so I could get the measurements right, ready for the baseboard, and also so I could run some of my engines, such as these ones here, which have been sat in the boxes and on the shelf for ages and I haven't had a tidy run in. So it seems I've got the space now. Chuck the track down, get the measurements, and also run my engines. Happy days. But when I was running my bigger engines, like the Class 28, which I've got here, Class 28 seemed to do alright on the track because it's got plenty of pickups, but when it came to running smaller engines like the 040s and 060s, I started to bump in a bit of a problem. And that problem being, as all this track that I'm using, all up here and on the floor, is all a mixture of brand new track and reclaimed track, like this piece here, it is in need of a good clean. 50% my fault because I should have checked this before putting it down, like cleaning each part as I put down. But also, where I've been running the locomotives, they've been leaving little bits of dirt and debris on the rail, which has built up and starting to cause these little engines some problems. So I went on eBay the other night and I chucked a couple of bids on track cleaning wagons. One that was made by Triang, which has got a bogie configuration like a coach, and it's just got a scrubbing pad that sits underneath it. And then another one now, which is made by Hornby, which has got a bit of like a sandpaper texture on it, which actually rubs and abrades the track as it goes around. So going off these two designs, as the track today has done my head in, and I can't wait for these track cleaning coaches and rolling stock to finish and arrive, and by the time the postman gets it to my door, it'll be Christmas next year. So I went ahead with some old pieces of rolling stock that I had lying about, and I made my own. I went down to a shop down by me, and they do these massive square abrasion blocks for rubbing down wood and walls and stuff like that, ready for decorating. It was a pack of 8 for £1, quite a good deal. And this is what I've been using to get hard rust and stuff off my tracks, because I'm a recycling person. I don't like chucking stuff out. Waste is shameful in my opinion. But I've got this scrubbing pad, taken a little chunk out of it. I don't know if you can see, but I've stuck it just under the wagon. If I lift this up, masking tape that on the bottom of the wagon, and to add a little bit of a counterweight so it won't bounce about and come off, I've just had a little transport box, the ones you get off the Lomax, I filled that full of steel BBs that I had lying about. Masking tape at the top there. Masked all that to the frame, and I just got a nice strong locomotive to pull in. So if you look on the floor, you should see two B12s, one in British Rail Blue, which is at the front, and a LNER Apple Green, which is behind it. I've had them pulling this around, a braid in the track. Now, I know some of you are going to be thinking, why not use the Class 28? It's got 8 drive wheels. If those are mod powered, that's a lot more traction than the B12s. So I could just run this instead of double heading with the B12s. In theory, that'd be a great plan. Unfortunately, this one is a tender drive, and a lot of tender drives don't have a great reputation for the simple fact of it's got to push all these drive wheels with only 2 powered axles. So you may as well just pull the whole thing with a pocket rocket like this, because that's basically the same amount of power it's going to be pushing out through the tender. Normally I do try to avoid buying tender driven locomotives, as they do my head in, they've got no power at all. But this one is purely, I got this just for the looks of it. Great Western, dark livery, really nice. But also, it blows steam, like smoke comes out of the funnel, and it's got a firebox glow that you can see underneath, which I really like. And that's probably now tie in with my Class 58 for my number 1 engine. So it's a really nice engine, but I'll come on to that in a later video. So that's the reason why I've got a 2B12 double heading instead of using that. And earlier I was on about, you've got the abrasion wagon by Hornby, which I've tried to just roughly replicate. I don't really care about looks at the moment, as long as it does the job. Because as you can, if you look on my floor, it's literally just a wooden planked floor, and not really realistic at all, so it doesn't matter on the wagon because the floor is going to lay down anyway. It's just a rough and ready layout so I can get the dimensions bear in mind. But if you come across now, you'll see this crane, which is made by Hornby, Triang, and in the early days. And this is just an old one I've had lying about. The boom's been cut and shortened by someone else. Don't know why they did it, maybe just how they wanted to do it. And so all I've done is undone the screw, taken the crane bit off, cut an old rag to fit underneath it, masked that over, and put the masking tape around it, and then just folded the rag back over, like so. So as it goes along, it wipes the track. Obviously, as you can see there, this method, the way I've done it, will only work going that way. The second you go back and hit a rough patch, it flops back. So it's nice, nice little simple thing to do. It's worked very well, as you can see. As you can tell by the marks on the rag. This was a clean rag. I put it in the washing machine before I put it on the track, and that's the damage it's done so far. And that's only going around the outside loop. And that's all the muck that's come off it. So it's in serious need of clean. And also if you look at the bottom of this, you can see the shiny bits on the paper. That's not where the abrasion has rubbed off, revealing the foam. That's where it's actually caked up with solid bits of muck that's come off the track. So those are 2 rough and ready track cleaners, which are pretty much doing the job right now. I've ran the trains round and I haven't had one stoppage yet, touch wood. But yeah, it's a nice quick simple thing to do. I have got, lying around somewhere, a USB keyboard hoover, which is just a small little hoover you plug into a laptop or a computer. You use to clean the dust from in between the keys. I might have a go at trying to stick that to a wagon with its own power supply and see if I can hoover the track as well. but I'll bring on a later vid. So thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe and comment.